Hello to all my subscribers, students, and disciples. This is your Master GongSun. Today, you are joining me for a very special video about a very important sutra. Now, this sutra, I would say, is the most important sutra in all of Taoism. It is called the Sutra of the Golden Light, and I will teach you how to use this. This sutra is useful for when you are in a haunted house, afraid of ghosts, or you want to purify yourself, or you want to clean your mind and your heart, right? We imagine the light of the Tao surrounding us, and that will make us feel much better, much more focused and cleansed. Now, there is always a mudra associated with most sutras. The golden light has several, actually. I just do this one here. Do you see this here? So mudra is one of those hand positions, right? The finger position. So you just do this, and here, here, here. So your pinky, thumbs, and forefinger, right? This is a general sutra associated with the general hand gesture associated with the sutra. There's another one that's like this, right? So you put your hands together, right? And then you fold everything except for your middle finger and your forefinger, and then you wrap your forefingers around the middle finger. Now this is not an easy mudra, and sometimes it hurts. It does hurt mine a bit. It used to hurt a lot when I first started. Not anymore, but it kind of hurts my middle finger. But with practice, it'll get better, get easier, right? You can do this, or you can just do two, what we call the sword mudras, right? Any of those three would be fine. All right, now I'm going to chant it in Mandarin. First, I will, for those of you who don't understand Mandarin, I will chant it in English after, right? But I will chant it in Mandarin very slowly, and even if you don't understand Mandarin, just follow along. Say the words aloud with me, okay? And what else? So do this. So I just usually do this, right? And then we start chanting. And we also remember that this is not a prayer, right? Most Taoist sutras are not prayers. They are energetic exercises intended to strengthen ourselves. Because unlike in other religions, right, we don't necessarily need to beg and pray to the gods to help us, right? We have to recognize that we are ourselves descended from the Tao. And therefore, we have powers too. We have energy too, right? And the more we do it, the better we get and the more powerful we become. Okay? So here's what we do. So associated with every mudra, there's what? With every sutra, there is a mudra, a finger position, right? Hand gesture. That's number one. So with every sutra, there is a mudra. And then number two, there is a visualization exercise that I'll be teaching you. And then number three, we have the actual words themselves. Now, I prefer to chant it in Mandarin because it is more authentic that way, because the liturgy, the liturgical language of Taoism is Mandarin after all, isn't it? It is Chinese after all. But it's not like it's any less powerful if you chant it in other languages in translation, for example, in English. All right, let's begin. So let's do the mudra. And then now you visualize a golden light all around us, surrounding us, right? It starts from our head and it goes all the way down to our heart and down to our legs and feet until we are surrounded by it. And this is a very powerful light whenever you feel threatened, whenever you're dealing with something supernatural like demons or ghosts, whenever you want to clean yourself, whenever you want to feel centered and grounded. Chant this sutra. All right, let's begin. So remember, we visualize, right? We do the mudra. Remember, there's a golden aura around us, right? And let us begin. I will chant it in Mandarin first, and you will repeat after me. 天地玄宗，万气本根，广修一劫，赠我神通， 三界内外，唯道独尊。体有金光，复应我身。视之不见，听之不闻，包罗天地，养育群生。诵持万遍，体有光明。三界侍卫，五帝司迎。万神朝礼，一使雷霆。鬼妖散丹，精怪妄行。内有霹雳，雷神隐明。洞辉交彻，武气腾腾。金光速现，复护真人。And sometimes I like to repeat the last part again 3 times because everything in Taoism is done in groups of 3. 金光速现，复护真人。金光速现，复护真人。金光速现，复护真人。And it literally means that very last part, 金光速现. I'll explain the whole thing later, but it means the golden light quickly appears and will protect the realized people, the sage. Okay, let me translate it into English for you. So here's what it means in English. 天地玄宗. Remember the first one, right? So remember, we do our mudra and we chant it, right? 天地玄宗. So I'll say it in Mandarin, then I'll say it in English. Heaven and earth, mysterious ancestor. 万气本根, the origin of 10,000 qi, or energy. 广修一节, we cultivate widely through 100 million tulpas. Now, a tulpa is actually a Sanskrit word. It means an eon, a very long period of time. Zhen wo sen tong. This is proof of my spiritual powers or connection. 三界内外. With and without the 3 realms, so inside and outside the 3 realms. And the 3 realms refer to the realm of desire, of form, and formlessness. I'll get into this a lot more later, but we don't have time to talk about it now, but there are many realms in Taoism. 唯道独尊, only the Tao is respected and revered. 体有金光, our bodies have golden light. 复应我身, covering and shining on my body. 视之不见, if you look for it, it cannot be seen. 听之不闻, if you listen for it, it cannot be heard. 包罗天地, encompassing or covering heaven and earth. 养育群生, it nourishes all life. 诵持万遍, I chant and uphold it 10,000 times. 身有光明, my body has a bright luminance or radiance. 三界侍卫, the 3 realms are defended. So remember the 3 realms, right? 五帝司迎, the 5 sovereigns are in charge and they welcome me. Now, I gotta tell you quickly, a lot of these refer to certain deities in Taoism. We haven't covered the 5 sovereigns or 5 emperors yet, but I will talk about it soon in another video. All right, let us continue. 万神朝礼, 10,000 deities will arrange a ceremony. 意识雷霆, we use the power of the thunderclap. 鬼妖丧丹, ghosts and demons lose their courage. 精怪妄行, the monsters, or the essence of the monsters, lose their form. Now, I'm going to get back to this later, but I'm going to finish this first. I got a story about that. 内有霹雳, inside us there are thunderbolts. 雷神隐明, the god of thunder, or the deity of thunder, hides its name. 动会交彻, the wisdom of the cavern is delivered. 武气腾腾, the 5 qi ascends and rise. 金光速现, remember this? The golden light, or the golden radiance, will quickly appear. 护护真人, it will cover and protect the realized ones, or the sages. Remember this? So I was just talking about this earlier, right? And also, just quickly, the 5 sovereigns, or the 5 emperors, they are actually manifestations of the 5 phases, or the wuxing, which I think we've talked about already, haven't we? Remember, wood and like fire and water. And so they rule the 5 directions as well, right? Which are represented by the 5 sacred mountains in Taoism, which we'll talk about at another time as well. All right, so I want to talk a bit about certain things, certain phrases I chanted really loudly. So I once lived in a haunted house, and I thought it was really weird because I moved in at 3 p.m. and then it was an actual detached single dwelling, so 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Next door, though, it was the exact same form. The house was the exact same style, the same structure, but it was completely abandoned. In fact, the back door was open, and I could see inside, and it was just chaotic. There was garbage strewn all about, a broomstick you just slapped haphazardly on the ground, shoes everywhere. But it felt and looked very abandoned. And then when I moved in at 3 p.m., I heard a very loud banging noise next door. And I was pretty sure it wasn't my house, but I made sure by looking outside. So I actually thought that it was maybe the air conditioner that was dripping, and it was dripping right onto a bucket, but it wouldn't actually make that pum 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 sound, right? It felt as though a chair was being smashed onto the floor. And then the sound continued every 5 minutes, right up until 11 p.m. when it was completely dark. And I'll be honest here, that's when I felt a bit scared because, well, I'm all alone in a new house. My roommates have not joined me yet. And next door, there's a loud crashing sound whose origin could not be discovered. I could not ascertain what the hell is making that noise. Anyway, I thought the house, there I was, right, all by myself, my new day. My first night by myself in a new house. You can imagine how eerie it was. And my roommates weren't going to join me for another week or so. So then I thought about what to do, and then realized, well, hey, wait a minute, I'm a Taoist priest, I know this. I can do a protection spell. I can use the light, I can chant the Sutra of the Golden Light as my protection spell, and I did. And then when I got to the part about the 鬼要上当，境外忘形, meaning the ghosts and demons lose their courage and the demons forget their forms, I chanted it very loudly. And I imagined that noise going away. And then I also, when I got to 金光素现夫护真人, the golden light appears quickly, protecting and covering the realized ones, or the sages. I chanted it very loudly again many times. And then when I stopped, guess what? It worked. The noise went away. So I don't really know what it was. It was probably a ghost next door. But this is just to show you that the golden light, the sutra, it really works. Oh, and here's something kind of eerie too. So when my roommate, I had a bunch of roommates come over, and then one of them went to bed really early. He was exhausted. And then she, now I didn't tell them about that weird banging noise I heard next door, right? So here they are a few weeks later, and then they're like, they told me, well, I fell asleep at 8 p.m., which meant I got up really early at 4 a.m. And then I decided to go outside and take a look at 4 a.m. And then he went outside and then looked next door, and he saw a woman with long hair carrying a baby like this. She seemed very upset. And then he saw her bang a chair against the frickin' floor, which was exactly the same noise I heard. Now, this person, my friend here, he had seen lots of ghosts in his lifetime. He's much more psychic than I am. Because for me, I'm clairaudient. I can hear the ghosts, but I rarely could see them. And when I did see something supernatural, I think about it, and I don't think it was even a ghost. I probably saw a demon. But that was another time that I referenced in another video. This time I didn't actually see anything. I just heard the banging sound, but I could never see it. But my friend actually saw the ghosts and the banging sound. And that and then that gave me lots of goosebumps, because here I am thinking, uh-oh. Right? I did not tell him what I had heard, but yet he was able to tell me the exact same sound that I had heard, even though he did not know that I heard that sound many weeks earlier. Isn't that freaky? Anyway, Sutra of the Golden Light, everyone. It freaking works. Do it. Do it when you move into a new hotel room. Do it when you move into a new house. Just do it, because it will help banish anything unclean, such as ghosts and demons. Alright, this has been a very long video, but a very important video. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.